So guys, welcome you to my channel once again, Discovery Africa TV. I'm back to the studio and we have a number of things we've been doing today. If you have not subscribed, please do help to subscribe. And I really appreciate everybody watching our videos, that sharing our video, and even have the have what it takes to subscribe. And those who have also subscribed, and I really appreciate everybody. So guys, there is this particular statement that says, show me your friend and I will tell you who you are. You understand? You know, various people can actually view this particular statement from various perspectives. You understand? People view it from various perspectives. And in this trend, there was a video I did here on this YouTube channel, Discovery Africa TV, where I got to talk about the outgoing Chief Justice of Nigeria in person of Honorable Olukayode Ariwoola. And several Nigerians came out, why some people were applauding this man because he retired. Some people are giving him some kind of appraisal and accolade. Some people, on the other hand, said several things against this man, saying he's the worst CGN and several things like that. Now, you know that he was actually succeeded by Justice Kekere-Ekun. I understand. He was actually succeeded by Justice Kekere-Ekun. Because of the things that follow her appointment and several things, people begin to deduce that this woman cannot be different from Ariwoola. Even this man will be more worst, more corrupt than Ariwoola. Several Nigerians begin to come against this woman, saying Tinubu ought to have appoint her. The Senate should not approve her. I did the video and several people were saying the Senate will approve her and several things. And people say Senate will not approve her and do based on the corrupt allegation, what she did in Imo State when he said Opus Odima is the governor when the court case was being announced then. Now, why all of these things were going on that I want you to listen to and draw your own point of view. And at the end of the video, I will come back and we say a number of things. Now, let me say this once again. I believe the judiciary is the last hope of the common man. And I believe that if corruption is being taken away in all arms of government, the judiciary, the executive, and other arms of government, if corruption is taken away, I believe Nigeria will become a better place. So guys, let's hear what happened here and we see, we'll come back at the end of the video to round it up. And please, as you watch the video, don't forget to drop your comment, to share this video, and subscribe to this YouTube channel, Discovery Africa TV. I know a number of you may not support Justice Kekere-Ekun, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, while a number of you may support her, just like a normal saying, what a man can do, a woman can do better. But are we going to say that she will be more corrupt or she will be more worst than Ariwoola? I didn't say that. That is what some Nigerians are saying out there. So let's hear what in this video. Watch and drop your comments. I will be right back.
So when we now come to talk about criminal justice system, we're talking about an area where criminal justice, what is it? From everything. Where it's innate. From time immemorial, we break laws. You have laws, you have people that must break them. You have good things, you have people that are born evil. You have all that. So from beginning, you now have to deal with the arrest. You now take them to the court system. We talk about bail. You talk about taking them to the prisons, and we talk about the whole, from crime, the detection, the investigation, rehabilitation, everything that has to do with that. Technology has a long way to go in helping us in all those things. First of all, when we talk about, we have to have like case management. The case management, one of the problems we have in terms of case management is that we have a backlog of so many cases. I don't remember when at the Supreme Court we take criminal matters on Thursdays. And sometimes you have the case, if the lawyer is not ready, an appeal is not ready to go on, sometimes we are taking an adjournment for the next 2 years or so. It's incredible, it's heartbreaking that because of the backlog, we can't deal with these cases expeditiously. So somebody still has to stay in prison there, waiting for how long? And then even if you talk about the data, the everything, how do you, I also had a case where I delivered judgment, two brothers in Calabar. Two brothers that fought over 50 kobo, so 50 naira or something. The senior brother didn't give him his court for 50 naira or something like that, to that effect. At the end of the day, he hits his brother, he kills his brother. But the way the case went, in my judgment, at least he was acquitted. Do you know 3 years later, this guy is still there. I met an SAN. You know how when they want to be SANs, they have to do pro bono criminal cases. So he had done that and now did not know that his client had been acquitted from 3 years back, till he was reading the judgment in Law Report, and it was like, this is my case now. I mean, you just imagine, to give you an example of what is. So this poor guy, that his matter had been dealt with almost 3 years earlier, is staying on there because somehow his lawyer had used the case to become an SAN. And now, once he got it that year, did not pursue it. Another one that came wanted to be an SAN again, to give you also an example of how lawyers are very ready to come up with all kinds of things when it comes to all this technology. So this one is now in Benin. The lawyer's argument on appeal by the time we got to Supreme Court was that the photographer the police called to take a picture of the crime scene and all those things was a suborned witness. Therefore, the evidence is inadmissible. And that the videographer, even though the Act says you can take video of the confession, that confession is inadmissible because that videographer who recorded it in the police station there is a suborned witness. And so we had to now start to write everything we're doing, everything we want to say we want to do. There are lawyers very ready to challenge it in any which way that we want to talk about. Now, we get to backlog, we get to when you are arrested and then you're put in the detention. I, at one point, was on the National Committee on Prison Reforms. So we went around all the prisons. I can tell you what the prisons look like. And then in 2015 or 14 or so, I also got into a program with the National Human Rights Commission where I went around the prisons again. When you go in there, when you see the awaiting trials, as they call them, those people awaiting trials, they said about 67% of the prison population, they're all awaiting trials. Now, what the warders will tell you, you see those people awaiting trials, it's not their business. You know, it's like being a parent. They are orphans. If there's anything worse than being an orphan, nobody wants to know nothing. The minute you are convicted, get back from court, having been convicted, and you now have to now be a proper prison inmate. At that point in time, they take responsibility for you. It's like you're now their baby. Nothing should happen to you. That's how they explained it to me. If anything happens to you while you're on that there, you're in the prison system with them, they are responsible for you. But awaiting trials, it's like they're just locked up there. And then you have a place where you have millions of people, some of them locked up. Somebody was telling me one of this thing, for 6 years in Gusau prison, 6 years, suspicion of picking up something somewhere, and for 6 years was in detention, completely forgotten. So these are areas we talk about. What do we do to do about a kind of case management type of, make sure you have the data, you have the system, you have a seamless system where we have this thing. I do understand they have what you call the Nigerian Case Management Information System, which has been efficient in streamlining court procedures, enhancing documentation, and guaranteeing that cases are resolved quickly. But we have to do something. There has to be some way in which we call leveraging technology to ensure that things like that will work in a seamless manner, where everybody connected with the criminal justice system are able to work together, either in terms of data, in terms of documentation, in terms of knowing at one point or the other. We have NIN, we have BVN, we have all kinds of things, and yet there's no streamlined to be able to tell where these people are. You know, anyway, we talk about, when we talk about, I don't have much time, but just to talk about, I can always send the paper to the organizers later. We talk about, I'm trying to give you, practical examples of how these things work. Yes, we do have like surveillance systems. You have like the CCTV. My experience of CCTV, in my official quarters at the villa here, I actually lived my quarters was at the villa. One day like this, and I happened to be working. I was actually working in my study all night, and early in the morning they came to us. They tell me that, what happened? You know, thieves had broken in. They carried the TV downstairs and came upstairs. Now, when you're in my quarters like this, when you come upstairs, on my right is my study where I was, on the left is my bedroom, and right across from me is the living room upstairs. These people had come up, not carried it, they just took those two TVs, the 75-inch downstairs, and then the one upstairs, went out and left the front door open and went. I didn't have CCTV. All my staff were picked up. And, you know, we have we have police guards, we had ordinary guards, I had like 6 or 7 of them at the gate. They didn't see anything. Boys' quarters filled up at the back. Now, they picked up everybody, they from the house, locked them up, and went through, we're doing very well. They went through their phones to check what and what to go through. They actually came to the house with, I didn't know the police had a crime and investigation unit. Come and see, written there, like watching one of those crime and investigation channels on TV. They had the powder for the dish. They did all that one. Apparently, my colleague, Justice Ogumiju, who lived behind me, had CCTV. So she asked them to rewind for her to see these 3 young men, very young boys, that came in, jumped over the wall, came in through my back kitchen, opened up the burglary proofing thing, entered through, stole it. When they went out, they now went out through the front door. But 3 young boys. That is how my staff were all saved from the horrors of being locked up and all that they had to go through, because now see the evidence of them. At the villa there, everybody was, how can you have thieves at the villa there? But these are young boys, I'm sure, like in secondary school or so, maybe they live in some other quarters somewhere, and all they wanted was the TVs, which they took. So we have a lot of digital things coming up and stuff like that. This whole conference that you're going to listen to, from all the topics that you've seen, I've written about all of them, but hey, time is against me and we all have to go. But everything that is written here, all the subjects and all the topics that you're going to listen to is all very apt, very, 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 what we all need to do. And I'm just praying and hoping that from whatever it is that we've done here, after the whole 3 days of listening, that something would come up. Because if I recollect, even the Administration of Criminal Justice Act that revolutionized everything started from something like that, wasn't it, Professor? It was from conferences and meetings like that that leads to things like that. So we all have a long way to go. I know that, like I said, we're on the borderline of those of us that are going off. The younger judges are much better. They're getting the new judges coming into the system and getting more and more technologically savvy. I remember in 2016, for the industrial court, Justice Adejumo had more than, how many of them? Almost 400 people who applied to be, I think you were there, where he had a lot of vacancies for industrial court. Now, they woke up, when the day they turned up, he just took them all to about 300 and something, or 400 and something, to a computer center. Said, sit and begin to, 3/4 did not enter the hall. That's how they all just left. Meanwhile, they had people who had been lobbying for them to go to industrial courts right at NJC, waiting for them to go through that exam, then to FJSC, then to NJC. A lot of them were assured that they are going to make sure, oh yes, don't worry, you're already the next industrial court appointment. And at that point in time, that was it. 3/4 left the place and the others went. So things are changing. That we can say, thank God for that. we're coming up with people that are more technologically savvy. The younger people, I was telling somebody the other day that I did, my grandson, he's 10 now, and I remember, 10, 11, I remember he was the one when he was about a year and not up to a year and a half. My iPad, I didn't know where the music, that I had a music thing there. This 18-month-old child just carries my iPad and he goes, he's actually knew the thing, pressed it, put on. Now, you see them, at 1 year they are, and their hands go like this. You know, their hands are low, they're going like that. They're so in another level. We're in a transition. Africa is in a transition. We are yet to catch up. But we will get there. We will be forced to get there like COVID did to us. That COVID thing threw us into a loop where we all had to now learn to deliver. But you're going to listen to Justice Anna there. He is Mr. Technology. He's been there. He had already put Borno State Judiciary on the map when it came to delivering judgment virtually. So he was as if, you know, when you've positioned yourself for something, and this is what I keep telling people, no experience in life is lost. None. Everything you do, every step you take, whatever comes, whether negative or positive, as it's coming, you don't know it's preparing you for something. It's putting you together. So when Justice Zana started, he was chairman of our committee on the court technology. So, he was my chairman, and we went to the US how many times to get the latest court technology system. He did it, and he's here to talk to you, you know. So you go down to, to get all that. He was ready. It was, you know, they say born to something. He was actually ready, and everybody else was ready to learn from him because he had and he had trained his judges, so they were very ready to step into the plate when that thing happened. We have a long way to go, but we're going to get there. I have no doubts that we will get there, whether we like it or not, whether they drag us in, kicking and drilling us somehow. That technology is already here. We're going to tap into it, and we're going to make sure that we use it to leverage as we go. Another thing before I round up is, please, and I keep saying this thing everywhere, the court staff, we need to learn to specialize. All the courts are manned by people that just got there, and half of them don't even know what they are doing. We need to have where you have court technology staff that are trained, so that everything, from beginning, from when the papers are filed, from everything, they are programmed, they are ready. Not that you're just there in the system, maybe one of them out of 100 is able to do it, and all the rest are just earning a salary for nothing. All right, thank you so much for listening, and I wish you all a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful celebration.
So thank you. I really appreciate everybody that watched the video. I really appreciate you for staying to watch the video. And so once again, I would want to welcome you to my YouTube channel, Discovery Africa TV. You know, one of the video I did when this woman was being sworn in, a number of people were saying, let's give her a chance, let's give her the time, she may actually be a different person. And from what Edwin Clark said, Edwin Clark was actually attesting to the fact that this woman will do better. A number of corruption in the Supreme Court will be eradicated because he believes that this woman stands for honesty, she stands for integrity, and she stands for, a number of things that she's going to fight, reduce corruption in the Supreme Court and in the judiciary at whole. And why some people are not, they don't actually believe that this woman will do better, because they believe that she will even be worse than Ariwola. You get, and Nigerians, we view things from various perspectives. Why this one may say yes, another person may say no, and several other things like that. And some people that said this woman is actually a woman and she will be different. Basically, she has the second woman that will serve in that office as the Chief Justice of Nigeria anyway. We hope all things work well like that. And some people that were saying this woman was being appointed probably because she's from Lagos. Stan Tinubu wants some kind of favor from her. in case of any kind of judicial process that is being passed that might want to remove Tinubu as the president. So Edwin Clark has said a number of things. So I will just say little things before we end the video. You can actually take it back, the video, and watch it very well so that you get a recap and catch up with all of what he said in that video. Because he said he has actually worked, he know few things about her. He know how she started when she was being called to the bar, you know, and several other things like that. Although why some people were questioning the appointment that she's supposed not to be the one, she's supposed to be another person else entirely, you know. I'm not in the judiciary, you understand? So we just try to hope that all of these things work out well, and we work and we pray for transparency in the judicial system. That is Kudirat Kekere Ekun, you understand? Some people will call her Royal Majesty or Excellency, you understand? Because that is the number one figure as far as justice is concerned in Nigeria. That is the Chief Justice of Nigeria. So when we come about justice, when we talk about judiciary, you know, before the judiciary can actually go on well, because things can go on in judiciary, the leaders has to be, you know, it has to flow from bottom to up, from up to bottom. You understand? And most especially, the Chief Justice of Nigeria has some rules to play in making sure that there is no corruption in the judicial system. And just like I said when I was starting the video, that the executive arms of government, the judiciary, and even other arms of government need to be purified if we want Nigeria to become a better place. So guys, for those of you still doubting this woman, let's give her a chance. Let's give her some chance. Let's give her some time. Let's give her a try, and let's see if basically the prophecy people are giving, because people are saying she will be worse than Riwola. So let's see, probably she will be worse than Riwola. And the other prophecy that people are saying she will be better, she's going to fight corruption. Let's see if peradventure this will be the order of the day during the tenure of this woman as the Chief Justice of Nigeria. And just like I said, she's actually 60-something years old, thereabouts. I think 66 if I'm right. And Ariwola retired because he's 70 years old, and that, I think that is the age compulsory that you have to retire. So if this woman is going to spend 4 years there before she clocks 70, let's hope if she'll be there, let's hope there won't be any other, because day in, day out, year in, year out, anybody that they appointed by some of these Chief Justice, is that when they have one corruption allegation or one abuse of office or the other. So let's hope if this time she's going to complete a tenure, or she'll be removed, or several other things like that. So I know a number of you like her, a number of you don't like her. So you are free to hold on to your opinion and your comment. So thank you for watching this time. God bless Nigeria and God bless Africa. So let's hope for the best in this country. Just like I've been saying, don't give up in Nigeria. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, but because before the light can come up, we need to change our ways and do things the right of way. From the president to the Senate president, to the House of Rep Speaker, to the Chief Justice of Nigeria, to the Chief Army Staff, Chief of Naval Staff, you know, to the Nigeria Police Force Commander and all of that. Things has to be done the right way before we can have a prosperous nation. I believe Nigeria is blessed. I strongly believe it. If you don't believe it, please go ahead and believe it. Nigeria is blessed. What else do we need from God? God has blessed us with a lot of resources. Even we have some countries of the world that don't have this kind of resources. You understand? Some countries that even develop more than us don't have the kind of resources we have. But it's just abuse of those resources, mismanagement, bad leadership, you know, and several things like that. So maybe we're going to do that for another day. We're going to talk about all of these things and how we can actually get it back, because I believe this Nigeria we have now wasn't how it was before. There was a time that things were going on where economy was going on, where security was going on, where our education was going on, where. So, and the question is, where do we mix it? So we're going to do that, and we hope some of these are leaders. We have a listening here to some of these things we are saying. So thank you for watching this video. This is Discovery Africa TV. Please subscribe before you go, and don't forget to share this very video. I really appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you very much.